What's up, everybody? Welcome back to episode 8 of the Hog Line Podcast. Today, we are joined by a very special guest, Mr. Connor Anderson. Hello, Connor.
What's up, Mitchell? Thanks for having me.
Yeah. And I was, of course...
Yeah, you said special guest. You didn't make that
You're
plural.
not that special,
Yeah,
Jack.
I guess not.
Jack's also here.
A recurring guest.
If you guys
Hey,
care that
everyone.
much. Yeah.
No one cares.
No one cares about Jack. Anyway, we have a lot to get into today. Sure, we'll have some very heated debates on today's show. Jack's a very polarizing figure. Connor's very energetic. So it'll be a lot of fun. We're going to reveal our top 5 quarterbacks, running backs, and wide receivers going into the 2018 NFL season. And after that, we are going to do some over-under predictions that Jack compiled. He did some for the NFL and the NBA, it looks like.
Yeah, good mix.
It is a good
mix in there.
So we'll see how that goes. You guys ready?
Let's dive into it.
I'm super excited.
All right.
Head first.
All right. So as I said, we're going to do our top 5 quarterback, running back, and wide receivers going into the 2018 NFL season. And we'll go in descending order. We'll start at 5 and go up to 1. Connor, you can start us off since you're the guest on the show, even though Jack's also a guest, but go ahead.
All right. My number 5 is somebody who...
Doing quarterbacks first, right? Okay.
Yep. Number 5 started off unbelievable last year. I think he's healthy. I think he's going to come back stronger than ever this year. I think I have Deshaun Watson as my number 5 on my list. I think he's going to come back. I think he fits perfectly into the Texans system. I think he's going to have an extremely strong year. I think if he was healthy last year, he would have absolutely been the Rookie of the Year.
Agreed.
Especially after the start.
Wait, who won again? Sorry.
Alvin Kamara.
Yep.
Oh, okay. He won Rookie of the Year.
I think it was between him and Kareem Hunt.
Kareem Hunt.
Yeah.
Who really slowed down. But yeah, no, I think Deshaun Watson comes back really strong, and I know it's only his second year in the league, but I do have him at my number 5.
Yeah, I can definitely see it. I was high on him going out of the draft last year. I thought he was, I had thought he had potential to win multiple Super Bowls last year. That's kind of a bold thing to say at the end of last year, but definitely a strong selection. It is concerning that he's had 2 ACL surgeries in his career.
Right.
Yeah, you hate to see it.
Yeah.
And traditionally, running quarterbacks don't pan out in the NFL, honestly.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing I was going to say. Do you think that the injury affects his, makes him more of a pocket presence, instead makes him a little bit more reluctant to leave the pocket?
Yeah, I think his run game's he's not gonna be running the ball as much. I think he's still a threat on the ground though. So we'll see.
I don't know. I don't have him at number 5, but I could definitely see why someone would. So.
Oh yeah, he didn't crack my top 5, but he's right there, like 5 to 10.
Go ahead. Who does Jack have?
My 5th, a special place in my heart. Cam Newton, my rookie year of fantasy was his rookie year in the NFL, and I had him that year.
And they fell in love, and it was a love story.
Yeah, and I had him a lot of years, but yeah, I think that I feel like I talked about this last episode about Newton for some reason. I don't remember what we were talking about. Maybe I wasn't, but this year he's getting Olsen back, which was his go-to guy for his whole career. And they drafted DJ Moore in the first round, highest wide receiver off from college. And Christian McCaffrey is going to get better. And I really like CJ Anderson's not going to be using the pass game as much, but I think Newton will still benefit from him. So I just like the pieces that are around Newton this year, and he definitely has the superstar power or whatever to get it done and be like a top 5 quarterback. Like he won MVP 2-3 years ago.
Yeah, I think it was the year they went to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. So yeah, I think he can do it. That's my 5.
Yeah, I can see it definitely happening. Call me a homer. My number 5 is Ben Roethlisberger.
Oh God.
He's still one of the most clutch quarterbacks in the NFL. You can't teach the clutch gene, and
that is true.
he obviously has the weapons around him to support, a top 5 season and being quarterback in the NFL. Yeah, I don't know. There's reports that he looks slimmer and healthy than he has ever had in his career.
Yeah.
Coming out of camp, so I have him at number 5.
So, well, if realistically, what do you think his stats will be? Yards, touchdowns, picks.
I don't remember what he had exactly last year, but I think he had around
42-51.
42-50 yards. I think 29 touchdowns and 14 interceptions. I think.
Yeah.
I could definitely see him having. I'm going to say 4,400 yards, 28 touchdowns, and I think less interceptions, like 11 or 12.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, 5 came in that one game, so.
Yeah, exactly. It could be. It's an outlier of last year.
What do you think as an unbiased fan?
As an unbiased fan,
if he's not number 5 out of the 32 quarterbacks in the NFL, where is Big Ben?
Oh, Big Ben's definitely in my top 10.
Okay.
I think he's definitely proven himself that he's, he gets it done when it counts. He's not in my top 5. I still respect his talent.
Have him towards the back
I
end
do
of the top
think
10.
he's a little bit washed. But would I take him on my team over 22 other scrubs in the league? Yeah, absolutely. No, I like Ben, and one of the things I really like about him is that surrounding cast that he's been super successful with.
Definitely.
Over the past couple of years is pretty much intact.
He can still sling it, guys. Don't worry.
He's a gunslinger. He's
Yeah.
no Phillip Rivers, but he's a gunslinger.
Who do you got it for?
For Tom Brady.
Okay, all right, a little
solid.
low.
He drops on my list a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, explain. Well, I mean, I guess the age speaks for itself on why he could be declining.
Before you explain yourself, I'm gonna give it away, but not in my top 5 for this year.
All right, so see,
Yeah.
mine. I don't think mine's far fetched at all, and I
Yeah.
definitely don't think yours is far fetched at all either. Because I think you could probably put on my list, if you wanted to knock Brady out of the top 5, you could put somebody like I'll say Russell Wilson's not in my top 5, but you could put him up there. Brady, I just think the Patriots are in decline.
I agree. 100%.
Call me a homer as much as you want. I think that last year was their last shot at a ring, and I think it's going to be downhill from here.
I hope so.
Everything has to come to an end. But
Exactly.
Yeah, at some point.
And there's so much, like, they lost Brandon Cooks, but
They lost Danny Amendola.
Yeah.
I mean, they're
and what is it?
Edelman
what's
for the
his
first
name?
4 games.
Edelman for the first 4 games, right? So, there's always an argument saying how, like, the Patriot system's like it doesn't. It's the system over the players. They kind of just put in whoever they want. They can shine, but like. I just think like they just took a big hit of Brady's targets. I mean, yeah, he still has Gronk, and Gronk's gonna be his go-to guy. And they just signed Eric Decker.
oh god,
my dynasty superstar. So
I was shocked they cut Jordan Matthews.
yeah, well, he got hurt or something. I didn't really read
He's on
into it.
IR now.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
But did they cut him or did they place him on IR?
I'm kind of confused.
Yeah, because I saw Schefter came out with cut, and then I read on Twitter today IR. So who knows what the heck's going on? But
Yeah.
that was a bummer because I had him as actually a fantasy sleeper. So
Yeah. Well, but anyway, I don't agree with you guys that Brady's still not a top 5 quarterback. He's coming off.
oh, Brady's in my top 5.
Oh yeah, well Jack, yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's still not even a top 3 quarterback. But go ahead. Who do you have 4, Jack?
Russell Wilson. You just
Okay.
mentioned.
I respect that.
So I think me and Mitchell were going through our he just asked me what's your NFL prediction, so we were just kind of going through divisions last night, and I think Mitchell's had the Seahawks at 4th in the AFC West, and
NFC West.
Did I say AFC?
Yeah.
It's all right, NFC West, and I think I agree with that. I don't think the Seahawks are going to be good, like at all, and his weapons really aren't there. Like Doug Baldwin, I saw he just got injured.
Yep.
And he's not going to be ready till week 1. So maybe they might have a slow start with there, but I still think that Russell Wilson's talented and he's gonna win them some games. But yeah, like he doesn't have the weapons. I just think his talent is gonna prevail. He's gonna put up like stats that put him in the top 5. I just don't think the Seahawks gonna be very good in general.
Well, yeah. If you remove Russell Wilson from the Seahawks, they're a dumpster fire team. They're a
Yeah.
top 3 pick in the NFL draft.
I'm gonna say if the Seahawks make the playoffs, then I think that he's a good shot at MVP.
I'd say there's like an 85% chance.
Yeah.
I'd say there's an 85% chance they don't make the playoffs.
But yeah, I also
Oh yeah,
agree
we
with
don't,
that.
yeah, we
If
don't
do
think they
make the
will,
playoffs,
but
yeah.
definitely.
So yeah, that's Wilson
Yeah.
4.
I have number 4. I have Carson Wentz.
It's too low.
Too low.
I respect that he's in your top 5 though. I do.
No, yeah. I mean, I've been a Wentz fan for. I've
Been a Wentz fan for 10 years.
No,
Since he was growing up in
No.
South Dakota.
when they drafted him, I was a little skeptical, but I saw flashes of brilliance in his rookie year, and I think he's gonna. I mean, I think the Eagles got very lucky that they got to have that he's on their team, and he'll be a franchise quarterback for the next 10 to 15 years.
Definitely.
One of the most cerebral players in the NFL. One of the most rare skill sets ever. You know, someone of that size that can move around
for sure.
And
he's like an athletic Big Ben. I mean, all right.
No,
Big Ben's athletic, but I mean, not like Carson.
I think it's very fair. And I mean, it was unfortunate about the ACL injury, and maybe if he didn't tear his ACL, he'd be number 2 or 3 on my list. But that definitely has me a little concerned because you never it affects someone's mobility if they tear their ACL. So,
sure.
But yeah, I think he's in my top 5, firmly entrenched in there. So number 4 for me is Wentz.
Well, we can keep the Wentz conversation going on because I have him at my number 3, and that was tough because I really wanted to put him at 2, but I didn't. I held back. I thought if I put him at 2, I'll come across as too much of a homer. So that's my unbiased opinion. I think he is realistically the 3rd best quarterback in the league. I think last year, I mean, I have the stats up now. So we got hurt week 13 against the Rams?
15.
Was it
15? But he played.
Oh, right, week 15.
13 full games he played.
Yes.
Yeah.
13 full games
because they had the bye.
Yeah. So 13 full games and like half of the games
Okay. Yep.
Rams.
And I mean he put up unprecedented numbers in that span.
How many touchdowns did he have?
33. Led the league when he got hurt, and he almost kept the.
Yeah, he easily would have if he was healthy the whole entire season.
Only 7 interceptions, and he was at 3,300 yards.
Yeah, I mean, when he was healthy, he was the number 1 fantasy quarterback.
I think he was a shoo-in for MVP if he's healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's hard to argue it.
So realistically, I think he will 100%. It will, if all goes well with the ACL rehab, and he's able to come back to form. I think no question in my mind he's in the MVP race again, and I think he 100% wins comeback player of the year.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of candidates this year, but yeah, he's definitely could be a favorite for that award.
Yeah, you got Rodgers, him,
there's
Odell,
so many.
David Johnson.
Do you think he plays week 1?
It's still no. We're still a month away. It's hard to tell, but I mean, if there's any sign that he's not 110% ready, don't put him out there.
I agree.
Save him for week 3, 4.
Well, and
they
to be honest,
they can afford it.
The Eagles, their first 4 games are super easy. They play like
Falcons aren't too easy.
The Falcons game's tough, but I think that's winnable, especially because it's at home. You'll have the crowd totally.
I think they have the Bucks in there.
Yeah, the Bucks are in there.
Our divisional game, which their divisional games aren't.
The Bucks are
at the moment.
The Bucks are second, and then they play the Colts and the Titans. So I mean, honestly, you could probably throw Nate Sudfeld in there and wind up going 2-2.
Yeah,
if Carson's not going to be ready till week 5, but I think all signs are pointing towards Carson playing, if not week 1, week 2. He's participating in 11 on 11s, full contact pads, and
really no
of course the QB doesn't get hit, but still, I think he's on track. And
good to hear. We wish him the best. Who's your number 3, Jack?
All right, I got my guy, Kirk Cousins. Number 3, baby.
Jack, this is the last time you're going to be on the show.
Yeah, oh my God, that's horrible.
I'm going to pull up his stats just so I can refer something. But
that's a lame pick, bro.
Lame.
Oh my.
I cannot believe
Let's hush everyone.
He says, there might be some bold picks in here. That's super bold. That's bold with a capital B.
Let's hear him out, and then we can give our rebuttal. But go ahead, Jack. We'll give you the opportunity to...
All right.
Oh God. Okay.
I know you guys. Well, Mitchell's hurt. You've heard my argument. You've heard my argument before, but Kirk Cousins on the Redskins. I have very little respect for the Redskins squad last year. This year, I feel like they're improving, which I don't know why they don't think he's a franchise quarterback over there, and they wouldn't pay him. But anyway, that's besides the point. But I think he's gaining so many more. So many more weapons in Minnesota. They're a top offense last year with Case Keenum, game manager Case Keenum as their quarterback. And Kirk Cousins has the talent to, like, his stats in Washington with terrible pieces around him. He went for 4,200 last year. And he went for that 4,900. And with the talent he has around him, with Diggs, who's an excellent route runner, just got paid big money. Thielen, he's a very solid, consistent receiver. And Dalvin Cook, an up-and-coming running back in the backfield. And Kyle Rudolph, a great tight end, who Jordan Reed couldn't really stay on the field healthy when he was in the Redskins. So his pieces around him are improving, and a much better offensive system and team. So his pieces are improving so much around him, and I just think that it's going to bode well for his stats. And I mean, the Vikings are my Super Bowl champion at the moment.
There is no way you can. How are you serious when you're saying that he's going to have a better year than Russell Wilson and Tom Brady? Like that doesn't make any sense. I don't
have any more argument for you like that.
I know you just laid out your reasoning,
Yeah.
but it doesn't make any sense to me.
He doesn't win big games.
Yeah,
He's never been in a big game.
There is no sample size for him in big games. I know we can't tell that.
We're just gonna have to wait and see.
I guess we will, and you'll look like a fool. My number 3 is Russell Wilson. The man can do it all. He's very mobile, and he's overcome being one of the shortest quarterbacks to be successful in the NFL. And I know we touched on him having a lack of weapons, and their defense is depleted now. But I mean, if the Seahawks have any chance, it's because of him, and I think they'll win 7 games, and they're all because of him. So we can't say enough good things about Russell Wilson over here. Yeah. So that's pretty much it. Who's your number 2, Connor?
Drew Brees.
Okay.
Solid. Didn't crack my top 5.
I'm a big Drew Brees fan.
Okay.
I just think he's Mr. Consistent. I think he
had a career high in completion percentage last season.
Yeah.
I think.
He's great player. I just think you can't beat his consistency. Even in the years where the Saints were bad. Like they had their runs, especially when they won the Super Bowl, and then they were contenders for a little bit. And then in the time after there, even when after Jimmy Graham, that stupid trade, it was Max Unger for Jimmy Graham or whatever.
They got robbed.
It's like I feel like that was the kind of the fall of the Saints, and then last year they started to pick it up a little bit.
For sure.
Their defense definitely improved.
But I think even if you look at Drew Brees' numbers, they're still solid numbers, and he's definitely my number 2 quarterback just because the consistency. The numbers are always there. First ballot Hall of Famer in my opinion.
No, 100%. Yeah.
So his receivers,
Michael Thomas.
You got Michael Thomas. You got Cameron Meredith now. Still got Ted Ginn.
Traquan out of the backfield.
Yeah, and then you got
Who's your tight
Kamara. I don't know.
Kobe Fleener.
No, he's not on the team anymore.
Benjamin Watson.
Yes,
I think so.
That's
solid guys to throw to. So yeah, not a bad pick. Didn't make my top 5 though. But I'll go my 2. We already said, both you said them, and I got Carson Wentz.
Wow, I can't believe that.
I just high-fived Jack.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. I mean,
for the reasons you guys said, I just think he's going to be the next Rodgers when Rodgers is gone. And
you think Rodgers still runs the NFC
next year?
Yeah.
What do you mean what do you define runs the NFC?
Would you pick them if you have a healthy Rodgers and a healthy Wentz?
Yeah.
A healthy Eagles team and a healthy Packers team, who comes out of the NFC?
Well, I still have the Vikings.
Oh my God!
No, we both have the Vikings.
We both have the Vikings.
Oh my God! Terrible. The Vikings stink. The Vikings Queens.
Out of the 2 of them, it's tough, but I'm gonna go Rodgers at the moment.
I agree.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Really, I really have no argument for
other than what we said. Correct.
Yeah, just great Christian man.
My number 2 is Tom Brady. I can't believe he didn't crack either of your top 3s.
Didn't crack my top 5.
It doesn't make sense how the MVP of the league is not in your top 3.
Just because the situation.
He's my number 4.
It doesn't matter. Every single time he's had worse.
Yeah, but
he's had worse.
He's getting he's 41.
Eric Decker is washed.
I know he's Tom Brady's indestructible, but he's 41, and that's what quarterback is 41 and is still successful.
None has been Tom Brady.
Yeah,
right.
well. That wheel is gonna break.
And I feel like they're everything just come out with the Patriots. I feel like there's just it's too much going on. I feel like they've been good for too long, and there's just all the drama that's been going on there, everything that's coming out. I feel like it's just gonna.
You don't think there's been drama before?
I think it's getting more and more.
Deflategate, Spygate.
It's getting more now.
All the gates.
You think this is more than Deflategate
Not
and
internally.
Spygate?
Internally.
Oh, come on. Brady was suspended for 4 games
Like
2 years
amongst
ago.
themselves. I'm talking about like disputes between players and coaches, like that kind of thing. Like the drama going on with there. Like Belichick and Brady probably don't have a good relationship at the moment. And same with their.
You have no idea.
I didn't mean. Belichick.
Are you a Patriots beat reporter?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
What's his name? Josh McDaniels. So I don't know. We'll see. Just
Yeah, we will see. I mean, I hope I hope I'm wrong. I don't want the Patriots to be good, but I'll believe it when I see it.
All right.
Should we all say our number 1
Yeah.
collectively?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Aaron
Aaron
Rodgers.
Rodgers.
Yes, I love to hear
Who
it,
wants to talk about him first?
What's there to say? He's just Aaron Rodgers.
dude. He's gonna be so mad this year, and it's gonna be great.
I
He's
know.
gonna like tear it up. Like he's gonna be like, we'll get to our over unders in a second. We're gonna talk
Yeah.
about like how many yards we think he'll throw, but. Man, I'm just so excited. I think he's going to be on a revenge tour. I think he's going to tear it up. I think the Packers are in for a big year.
Yeah.
I agree. I'm saddened that Jordy Nelson is no longer on the receiving end of his passes.
Yeah.
He's been one of my favorite wide receivers since he came into the
He's
league.
my dynasty. He was my dynasty wide receiver 1, but I mean, not anymore now.
He's so imposing. His white arms, 87 on the back.
Yeah.
He is just always loved the guy. I have his
Pretty
jersey.
good looking.
You do?
You do?
That's
I
hype,
do,
dude.
yeah.
That's hype.
I would love a Jordy Nelson Packers jersey.
You should get
I
one.
might look into a Raiders one now. The last Raiders.
It's not the same. It's not the same.
The last Raiders. I actually considered buying a Raiders jersey once. Glad I didn't.
Who?
Temple wide receiver by the name of
Rod
Rod
Streeter.
Streeter.
Wait, he's somewhere. I was just
He's
looking.
on the Bills.
He's in the Bills, yeah, because I was looking. Yeah, we were talking about the Bills today.
Rod Streeter had a few good games like 3 years ago.
Dude,
Then he went to Kansas City and his poor guys.
I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I wouldn't fault you for getting Rod Streeter jersey, but
What I was gonna. Oh yeah. What do you think? Realistically, Nelson's stat line will be next year on the Raiders.
me or Connor?
Both do.
Well,
I don't want to give mine because I'm
so
kind of
who
biased.
it's so it'll be Nelson, Crabtree, and Cooper.
No, Crabtree's on Baltimore
Oh,
now.
that's right.
Amari
Forgot about
Cooper and Martavis Bryant.
that.
that's
Martavis Bryant's traffic cone.
He
I
could honestly get suspended again.
He might, yeah, there's
I
rumors.
honestly think I don't see him getting near 1,000.
Near 1,000.
I don't see him passing 1,000.
Okay.
I'd go realistically. I'd say 7 touchdowns, 800 yards, and
70 catches.
70, 75 receptions. Yeah,
It's pretty average.
Yeah.
Not what you're hoping for. Let's be honest.
I think,
Yeah,
I
not.
think the Raiders are going to be extremely average this year.
I think they're going to be worse than average
Yes,
this year.
I think
Yeah.
John Gruden, that was a terrible hire.
No,
I love John Gruden, but I
love
think it's a
Gruden.
bad hire. I just think he's funny.
I know. I'm really gonna miss him in the booth on
Me
Monday
too.
night. I love John Gruden so much, and
I
I'm
think
just rooting for him. I'm gonna root for him so hard in Oakland. They're not in Oakland. Are they in LA now?
They're in Oakland.
Or
They're
Vegas? I don't
they're
know.
Vegas, but not
Yeah.
yet.
So whatever. But yeah, I'm really I'm rooting for him. But I don't know. I don't know about him as a coach anymore. But we'll see.
All right. Well, that's our top 5 quarterbacks heading into the 2018
Okay.
season. We're going to move on. We're going to do running backs now. So, Connor, you can start us off again.
Number 5, he's a downhill runner. He's a beast. I met him last year before the draft.
Oh, God.
Heck of a guy.
Here we go.
He'll always have a place in my heart.
Oh,
Leonard
God.
Fournette is my number 5.
Okay, I thought that's fine. I thought you were going to say something much. I thought you were going to say like Jay
Corey
Ajayi.
Clement.
or
I
like,
was thinking Jay Ajayi.
I think you say like Jay Ajayi or like
No,
Marshawn Lynch.
I
or
love
something.
Jay
That's
Ajayi,
cool.
but his knees are nimble. He's not in my top. He's not even in my top 10, if you want my honest opinion. Okay,
no,
I really like Leonard Fournette. I think he's
Yeah.
a downhill
You met him?
runner. Yeah, last year before the draft,
meets
he did
everyone.
That's so cool.
he did an
dude.
event with Torrey Smith down at the Under Armour outlet in the
That's
city.
awesome.
Met Marshawn Lattimore same day.
Wow.
So that was cool. Good day.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, big Leonard Fournette fan. I think he's a little bit. He seems like he's got a few screws loose. Some of his disciplinary stuff that happened
what'd he
last
do?
year, like when he didn't show up to the team photo.
Yeah,
and
and he got suspended for a game. Yeah.
That's just lazy.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
Oh, I forgot
It's
about
something
that.
so simple.
I
Like,
forgot about
exactly.
that.
Like,
Yeah.
you're gonna get suspended for a game for that,
But no, overall, I mean, I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
And I think the Jaguars are legitimate.
I do too.
So
I think the only thing standing in the way of Leonard Fournette is his health. If
agreed.
If he stays healthy, there's no reason why he won't have a monster year.
Agreed.
So I mean, that's definitely a good pick at number 5. I thought you were gonna say something much worse. I was bracing myself. Who's number 5, Jack?
I got Zeke.
Okay, all right, little low in my opinion, but yeah.
I don't know. There's the running
You're
back.
just salty because you drafted him to fantasy last year and he got suspended. That's why he's number 5.
No, it's just there's just so many talented running backs this year, and like that top tier is just there. I honestly it was tough to choose who's gonna here and who, and yeah. So Zeke, I think that the only reason I have him this low is because the Cowboys passing game, the receivers are kind of a question mark.
You can see 9-man boxes.
God.
Right, so
Did
defense are going to load the box. That's the only reason why I have him so low, but he's still super talented, so I feel like he's still going to shine. But yeah,
Definitely deserves to be in the top
that's why
5.
I have him as 5, yeah.
Did you see who the Cowboys are lining up on the outside this year?
Hearns.
Well, I read a tweet that it was
Michael Irvin come out of retirement?
no, it was expect Cole Beasley and Tavon Austin to get 90, like be on the field 90% of the time.
No way.
Horrible.
Yucky.
I laughed.
Little
I had
yucky.
to. I almost fell off my chair.
Threw up in my mouth a little bit.
I love it. Go Birds.
Ugh.
My number 5 running back is a guy.
Just say his name.
Saquon Barkley.
All right.
All right.
I want to put him at number 1. I
Oh
really
my gosh.
I just want to do it, guys. You know, if anyone has listened to the show, I don't have to say. I say this every single episode. Saquon Barkley is amazing, and he's gonna run the NFL, and everyone's gonna wait and see. He can do it all. I've said it every episode. I don't want to go into it again. But number 5, I want to put him higher, but that would just be stupid because he's never played a game in the
That's
NFL.
why he's not in my top 5. I
Okay.
have him around 8.
I'm not going to discriminate just because he's never played a game in the NFL. Who's your number 4, Connor?
Zeke.
Zeke?
And I hate to say it, but I mean the guy's a specimen.
You can't
Yeah.
deny his talent.
Yep, 100%.
He's a little chubby, but I don't know how he's so fast. He's kind of like thick. I don't
It
understand.
just makes him harder to bring down.
He does that stupid eat thing when he gets yards. It
Eat.
makes me cringe.
Eat, Zeke,
Um,
eat!
But no, I mean realistically, he's a heck of a talent. And yeah, he
Yeah.
probably could go higher on the list, but nah, he's all right.
Okay,
He's
yeah,
number 4.
4's fine, yeah.
Yeah.
Who's number 4 for you?
I got Gurley.
a
Just
little
'cause-
low.
Oh,
Yeah. I feel like
You want to see him do it 2 years in a row.
Yeah, that's another thing that I don't think it's rarely do running backs go back to back, like have a year like finish top running back both years in a row. So that's why I kind of had him at 4. And similarly to not as bad as the Cowboys, but similarly, I just don't think their defense is going to focus more on their run game. Well, they brought in Brandon Cooks.
Oh, they
but
definitely have a lot more weapons than the Cowboys.
yeah,
but-
definitely. Yeah, less extreme than the Cowboys, but defenses are really going to hone in on Gurley this year. But I still same way as Zeke. I think he's too talented. He's still gonna shine, be the 4th best running back. But yeah, there you have it.
I have David Johnson number 4, and it's definitely not a knock on him that he's number 4. I mean, like Jack said, there's so many good guys, so being number 4 is definitely not an insult at all. David Johnson can do it all, and I think he's gonna have he'll have close to the season he had 2 years ago, in my opinion. This coming up, maybe not as good. He probably won't score 20 touchdowns like he did 2 years ago, but he could have pretty close to that in terms of yardage as well. It's good that he hasn't like torn his ACL or anything major like that yet in the NFL. Like he had his wrist injury last year, which is pretty significant, obviously, because it had him out for the entire season, but he still has his legs intact for the most part, and that's a good sign for him. So David Johnson's for a monster year. He's my number 4 running back. Who do you got at 3?
Solid.
I have David Johnson at 3.
Okay.
I think he rebounds pretty nicely this year, and I really wanted to knock him out of my top 5 because he's probably the reason my fantasy team kind of hit the skids last year. But no, I think he's a super talent, and he deserves to be in the top 5.
Forgive and forget.
Yep, exactly.
Got
I
it.
draft him again this year.
Yeah, of
definitely.
course.
My 3, I have Saquon Barkley.
Yes,
Yeah.
I love it.
And
I feel kind of dumb for not putting him higher now.
yeah.
Talk him up, Jack. Here we go.
I think that the duo between him and Odell is just gonna be so deadly that defenses and defensive coordinators are gonna really struggle. Like, who are they gonna focus on this week? And they're both so talented that that's why I think Saquon's gonna be so high. He's gonna shock some people.
I know. I mean, I agree with everything you just said, and like I said, I wanted to put him 1, but I can't put him above Gurley and Zeke right now. I mean, Gurley won
Alright.
Offensive Player of the Year, and he had 19 touchdowns. So I mean,
This is that he's not the number one on the offense that defenses are going to be focusing on. So that's why it's going to open things up and it's going to give him more opportunity to make big plays. So that's why I had him above. But yeah.
good point.
That serves to his advantage that he's not like Odell is their go-to guy on their offense as of now. Might change over this season if Saquon does what I think he'll do. But yeah, that's why he's my 3.
Okay. I have Zeke at number 3. We don't want to beat a dead horse here, but he, like we said, he's a huge human being, hard to bring down. He's like a bowling ball, and I think he's a former track runner. So he's got the speed,
really?
he's got the size.
Great Christian man.
Yeah, not quite quite like David Johnson,
Bite your tongue.
but yeah, if he's on my fantasy team, I'm 110% confident. He's in for months a year. I mean, he's got the top 5. I don't want to say best offensive line, but top 5 offensive line in the NFL, and he'll always have that for the most part as long as everyone stays healthy there in Dallas. Who is your number 2, Connor?
Todd Gurley.
Okay.
And like we said before,
Solid.
we've kind of already gone over why he. Actually, am I the first person to bring him up?
Jack
No,
had him at
no,
4.
I'm-
Oh,
four.
okay. Yeah, no. Like Jack said, a versatile player who really came into his own last year.
19 touchdowns.
Unbelievable.
Crazy.
How many of those are on the ground?
13.
Okay. Yeah, no, I just think he's a versatile player. There's only one person in the league that I can name that I think
Is better.
does it better.
Yeah.
And I mean, being in the NFC, I think there's a huge, market for good running backs, and I think that he's, what's it called? Like I don't mean market as in like free agent value. I mean as in like there's a huge pool of good running backs in the NFC.
Oh,
Yeah, definitely.
And I think he is at the top of that list, and I think he's at the top of that list in the league.
I mean,
like I
he was
said.
in MVP discussions last year.
Exactly,
That's how good
yep.
he was.
And running
100%.
backs very rarely
I don't
get
think,
awarded that since
I don't-
AP in 2012.
Yeah,
none
that's
have
the
won
last
it.
time, you're
But
right.
I don't know.
even
who
before that, I have no idea. Like they
Yeah.
rarely win. So
rarely win, and just to be mentioned in the discussion is impressive.
who do you have number 2?
My number 2 is Bell.
Okay.
Le'Veon Bell. And yeah, he's always been my 1. And
Who do you have at number
Oh, it's gonna
1?
be somebody terrible.
I can't wait to
It's
find
gonna be
out number
Dalvin
1.
Cook. It's gonna be Dalvin Cook.
No, so Le'Veon Bell has always been my 1, but his recent actions have kind of rubbed me the wrong way.
You don't like that he's partying?
Why would I skip in camp for this?
Stripping
So-
is a legitimate job.
So yeah,
Le'Veon's not stripping.
Oh no, but he's visiting.
I hope not.
Do you not condone his actions?
I don't.
No, if I was a Steelers
Why-
fan, I
why
would
would I?
not be happy either.
Well, I still think he is talent wise. I think he's the best. I just think that. Just because
So you just knocked him down because you're not really like
because I'm
him.
mad at him right
You're mad
now.
at
We're
him?
in a fight. I think that it might come back to hurt him a little bit, at least in the beginning of the season. That he's gonna miss all preseason out of his own choice, and not really the right frame of mind that I want as a Steelers fan. But whatever, second best running back in the league, I'll take it. But yeah,
I mean, he makes me so mad, and I also love him at the same time.
I kind of
It's a love-hate
I don't
relationship.
hate him.
Well,
I don't hate him. by any means.
I hate him
I love him.
sometimes.
I love him when he's on the field.
But
Enjoy it while it lasts.
Yeah.
I mean,
Not
I have
real
Gurley
long.
at number 2. We all brought him up. We all know what Todd Gurley can do.
Yeah.
I drafted him in fantasy last year. Just wanted to, brag about that one last time. Probably the best pick I ever made in fantasy, getting him in the second
Yeah.
round. So,
It's a value pick.
love Todd Gurley.
For sure.
There-
Wait,
this-
who's your first one? I don't remember.
Last year, Antonio Brown.
You traded him though.
No, I had Brown. I had Brown.
How'd you not win?
I also had Kamara at a point, but I traded him. I should have won.
Well, we can probably
Jesse James caught it.
All right.
Who's
can-
your number 1?
Le'Veon Bell.
Yeah.
Is that yours?
Yes.
We could probably say that in unison.
Le'Veon Bell, Steeler RB26.
There's not really much that needs to be said, other than
He's
get back with the team.
yeah, get back on the team, Le'Veon. Come on, we need you,
I
buddy.
can't wait to see who. his
yeah,
number
we'll
one is.
just
I
cut-
can't even think.
Let's cut to the Jays. Let's try to guess. Who could it be?
It's gonna be a wild card.
Watch
It's
him
gonna
say,
be-
like, Royce
who's-
Freeman, 'cause
who's
he has him in his
said? Who's he
dynasty.
said?
He's Saquon, Zeke, Oh, you haven't said David Johnson yet?
It's David Johnson.
Oh,
You guys
that's
just-
not bad.
Yeah, no,
Wow.
you guys completely just
I thought he was
forgot.
gonna pull out a Devontae Freeman or
God.
Melvin
No way.
Gordon.
No, yeah.
I was getting ready to, say like,
Oh.
oh man.
No, you guys just forgot. I didn't say
Wow.
David Johnson yet, so yeah.
All right.
We were ready for something. That would have been
Yeah.
even crazier if
I
you
was
said someone
ready
else
to-
besides.
I was ready to pack up and walk out.
We thought Kirk was crazy, but that would have been even
I put in
crazier.
Christian McCaffrey.
Oh god. 400 years ago, you would have lost your tongue for such a comment. That was.
So yeah, I mean, we already said about David Johnson. Really, last year out for the year, but with a wrist injury, so running ability isn't really going to be any different. And he just used his time off to just train more. I think I read that. I mean, I'm sure he is. So yeah, so I think he's a dual threat in the air and coming out, pass catching out of the backfield and on the ground. So I think he's gonna have a Todd Gurley-like season. Like you said, his last healthy season was better than Todd Gurley's season last year. Was it similar?
And I don't know why.
Close to it. If people just forget about it, like
I
you
don't
said,
know.
Yeah.
But even the season he had, the focus was more on Zeke.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't
Well, 'cause
understand.
Zeke led in rushing.
I guess, but like Johnson's season was better than the one that Gurley just had. I don't understand.
Yeah.
Even while the season was happening, like the hype around David Johnson wasn't there, and like he deserves more of the hype. And I
Well, he
don't
wasn't
know.
mentioned MVP candidacy because who?
Yeah,
won
because
that
they were
year?
bad. The Cardinals weren't that good.
Cardinals weren't good, but like I think who won it there? You remember off the top of your head? But I
The
think
Super Bowl?
no, the MVP.
Oh,
Was it Matt Ryan?
Matt Ryan, yeah.
Yeah, so that might have been the more obvious pick. It was him and Brady, I think, were in it.
I guess
Whatever,
so, but
but yeah.
but 2,000 all-purpose yards and 20 touchdowns speaks for itself.
I know it's
So-
crazy. I think he can do it again, and
Yeah.
yeah.
We'll find out. So we can go on about this all day. We'll move on to wide
Yeah,
receivers. Connor, who do you have at number 5?
Number 5, Michael Thomas.
Michael Thomas.
Solid.
Okay. I'm not too high on him in fantasy this year,
Really?
but I mean, obviously, I'm not going to fault you for picking him number 5.
Yeah. Well, like I said earlier, Drew Brees was my number 2 quarterback. He's dynamic, and I love their connection. I really like Michael Thomas. He stretches the field. He can come across the middle and make his good hands.
Yeah, can't guard Mike.
He'll.
Yeah, you can definitely see.
I see 10, 12 touchdowns this year.
Yeah, that's his touchdown totals have been low his first 2 years.
Yep.
He went 5 and 4? No, that's
You
Thielen.
definitely didn't have 4.
I think
he had
I
more.
think he was like 8 and then 5 or something like that. So yeah, I think his touchdowns can improve this year.
I think he had 90 catches and over 1,100 yards
Yeah,
both years, though.
check that out.
Connor's about to look it up right now. But yeah, I mean, what'd you find?
He didn't crack. He
let's
didn't
see
crack
what
my
we
top
got.
5.
2016,
Barely.
92 receptions, 1,100 yards, and 9 touchdowns.
And then he went
Last year was 5.
Yeah, so 9 and
But he
5
still put up. He had 104 catches last year.
Yeah.
I mean,
for 1,200 yards.
for 1,200, yeah. So
So
yardage and receptions went up. Touchdowns took a hit.
yeah,
But I definitely think it's not unrealistic to see him finally crack double
touchdowns.
digits. Yeah.
Good enough.
for sure.
Who's your 5?
He barely missed out on my top 5, and sleeper, Josh Gordon, my number 5.
Get out. Get out, Jack.
It's people on your list like this is why last year
This is
during
why
the
no
school
one
year,
respects you.
yes,
No one respects you for these
I
lists.
cleaned him out in terms of we made bets like every day,
Yeah.
$1.25 bets, and I cleaned him out because he would make me bets like this: who's going to have more yards this on Sunday? Brock Osweiler or Tom Brady? And I would clearly take Tom Brady. Of course, that was an exaggeration, but it would be something crap like that.
I remember one we did. Who would you rather start his franchise with? I picked Deshaun Kaiser. You said Jared Goff.
Yes.
Dude,
He was high on Deshaun Kaiser.
my
Just because he's from Notre
gosh.
Dame, but
Terrible.
yeah. But anyway, back to Josh
I do
Gordon.
like Josh Gordon.
Back to Josh
Oh
Gordon.
my
Not at 5.
gosh.
Uh,
I'm in pain over here.
I think he is super talented. He has the talent, and I think he's finally gotten his life together. And I think he can put up a good year, and a top 5 year at that. Because the Browns, take it what they are. I mean, they're not anything special yet, but like they have weapons. They have other weapons on the field. Jarvis Landry, and their run game is decent, and their quarterback isn't really the ideal for a top 5 receiver. But I think that Gordon is talented enough to suck in enough targets and to put up the stats to be mentioned in the top 5 at the end of the season. He has the potential to do it, and it's a risk. But yeah, I think that he's my 5.
Wow.
I'm gonna pull up while you talk and look up these bets that we had, and just gonna read some.
I could go into a lot about Josh Gordon, but we don't have enough time to do that.
I think you like Josh Gordon.
Who's your 5?
I do, but I like the thing is I do because like I had him his 2013 fantasy season, and like I was in love with him then, and I always rooted for his comeback. But I'm a realist here. I really don't.
Yeah.
You know.
I don't have him at 5 yet.
No. Who do you have at 6? Dez, Jack? Like, geez.
No, Allen would have been, or not Allen. I give away my 4th. Sorry, but Michael Thomas my 6.
Okay. My number 5 is Mike Evans. We didn't have the best season last year, but he's had 1,000 yards every single year of his NFL career. And there's a reason why he was such a high prospect coming out of high school and college. 6'5", jump very high, big physical receiver, red zone threat. He can do it all. And his touchdowns have fluctuated throughout his career, but I can see he had 5 last year, I believe. He'll definitely see an uptake this year. The quarterback play is suspect, but with a guy as talented as Mike Evans, he could definitely return to his top 5 form. Like he was number 1 receiver in fantasy 2 years ago. So
I would like to point out Mitchell has him on his dynasty team. So.
Okay, you didn't have to say that to the audience.
I did.
Okay,
just want to make sure everyone knew the potential bias there.
Who do you have at
The
number 4,
PB.
Connor?
Julio Jones.
Julio Jones?
Yeah, Julio's my number 4.
Jack's on record for not being a Julio fan, but go ahead.
Hey, that's all right, man. No, I love a big-bodied receiver who can go out and make a play. And I think Julio is, he is. I can't even think of the adjective. He's just great at he can go up, he can make a catch, he can run a route. Although he could not make a catch in the corner of the end zone of the NFC divisional game last year.
Pass interference.
Was not. It was incidental contact. Yeah, the Eagles won the Super Bowl. No, I mean, I am a big Julio fan. I thought that what was he doing? He threatened a little bit of a holdout.
Yeah, but they got him.
They
There
him.
yeah.
No, I think Julio will go over. We'll have.
I mean, he's had 1,400 yards, I think, the past 3 or 4
exactly,
seasons,
and I think that
But let's speak on his touchdowns of last year.
Yeah, we know he had 3, Jack. Yada
Big
yada
3.
yada.
he goes double digits this year.
Not the.
touchdowns?
I don't think he's ever done that
Yikes.
before.
I think he does.
He's never done
Today's
that.
the day of the double digits. I
You know,
think- I
two
think
wide
Michael
receivers.
Tom- yep.
2 wide receivers had double-digit touchdowns last year
I'm
in the whole NFL.
I'm bold, bro.
Okay.
And you know who else gets double digit touchdowns this year?
Oh, don't say Alshon Jeffrey.
Alshon Jeffrey.
Oh,
no!
Yes.
All right.
That's
all
like
right.
my top 2 least favorite.
Order in the
receivers.
court. Who do you have Keenan Allen? We already heard you.
Yeah.
Explain why.
I love the Chargers this year, and I think that Allen could repeat, and if not, do better than last year. Not in regards to yards. He was up there at 1,300 yards, something like that. But he only had 6 touchdowns.
He might have more, honestly.
13, 14.
Yeah, I don't know.
Whatever. But I think his touchdowns even increased. He had 6 last year, I believe. And I think the Chargers are my 2 seed at the moment. I think I really like the Chargers this year and their offense. And yeah, and Allen's going to be Allen and Gordon. It's same situation as like I said, Saquon and Odell. It's going to kind of be they're the big threat in the pass game and the run game. So that's why Allen's my 4.
Yeah, I can't hit on that. I love Keenan Allen. He's a reception
Good
monster.
Christian, man.
He got a nice
You love the
beard.
Christians,
Got
huh?
a nice.
I don't even know.
Got
if he's- I don't know.
got a nice beard.
Good beard.
Yeah. I have Julio at number 4. Stop making that noise, okay? He's demands a lot of coverage. That's why his numbers might not always be as good as they were. But
I thought this list were going off like what their stats are going to be.
we're not always looking at It's not a numbers-driven league. Sometimes you got to look at the football aspect of it. He could help his team in other ways.
Alshon Jeffrey.
Alshon
He
Jeffrey.
can help his team lose in the playoffs every year.
Okay. Whatever, Jack. Whatever. We'll move on. Who's number 3, Connor?
DeAndre Hopkins.
I love DeAndre.
Love Nook.
Love him.
I love who's
Sunday?
throwing to him too. The Savage Beast, Tom Savage.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Thank God, no longer that.
You mean TJ Yates?
You mean Brock Osweiler?
God, Ryan Mallett.
Brock,
No, he was
Osweiler,
never a Texan.
Matt Schaub. Let's just keep going.
Yeah,
back.
it was Matt Schaub. How about
That's why we just feel
How
so.
about David Carr? That was probably 12 years ago at this point.
DeAndre was like 13 at that point.
Yeah, he was still in
Middle school.
Yeah, exactly.
He makes some of the craziest catches I've ever seen.
I love DeAndre. He's got
you
hands.
remember the Christmas Day catch I know
Against
you
the
remember it.
Steelers?
Against the Steelers.
No, against the Steelers.
Joe Hayden was covering
He
him.
like
Oh,
tipped it to
yeah,
himself.
yeah.
That was one of the best catches I've ever seen. It was crazy.
Yeah, he's a freak of nature. He's got hands like
Hands like glue.
Hands the size of stingrays.
he's got catcher's mitts.
I know.
My number 3, same, Hopkins, and I think that
I just in the interest of time, I also have Hopkins at number 3.
Look
Cool.
at that.
Look at
So, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so he put up great numbers last year, obviously, and didn't even have Watson for half the year. So
He didn't
I think that
score below 7 fantasy points in a non PPR league in any game.
that's what you
That's
like to see
unbelievable.
That's crazy, right? So, I mean, I hope it continues for him.
for sure.
Number 2.
2, OBJ.
All right.
I think
Solid.
OBJ. If you want my honest opinion, he's my number 2. But he is. I think he is in terms of at least hands and maybe route running. I think he is the most gifted wide receiver in the league.
There, yeah,
Um,
he's got his route tree is crazy.
It's unbelievable,
Yeah.
and he
What'd you
can
call it?
make a
His
catch
route
on.
tree.
Route tree.
All the different routes you can run.
Yeah,
It's called
you
a
know what I
route
mean.
tree.
Oh, okay. I never heard that before.
Run a curl, you can run a post, you can.
He can do it all, man.
No, I mean, I think the guy. I mean, we just talked about DeAndre Hopkins' hands. I think DeAndre Hopkins' hands on steroids is Odell Beckham Jr.
I can agree
Um,
with that.
I can also agree.
And I think that. I mean, I hate the Giants, but he's just a beast.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean,
No,
what
you-
else can be said?
exactly.
He's proven it since his rookie year.
yeah.
And if some of the field shenanigans kind of stopped, he's kind of a prima donna.
Yeah.
He doesn't do anything criminal. So
Exactly.
good enough. You know what I mean?
Sue me.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So my number 2
Oh
is
God.
Brown. Why did you say? I didn't say Brown yet. So you got what's the big deal?
It's just wrong, man.
I know.
It's wrong.
Well, I love Brown. Yeah.
No. No, dude.
I'm gonna dispute that. What you said. I think Brown's the best route runner in the league. And I also think that Brown. I don't know what the word for it is, but best at keeping your feet in bounds and playmaking. I guess. Well, I don't know. Odell is a huge playmaker. Just you know what I mean. Just fundamentals and just keeping your feet in bounds. It's what he can do is insane, and it's really just. It's hard to pick between Odell and Brown as who's 1 and 2, but I just had Brown at 2.
You're wrong.
Okay.
I'll debate anyone any day of the week that Brown's the best wide receiver in the NFL.
I think he's the most talented. I think Odell is gonna have a better year. Like slightly, like not even like marginally, like within 100 yards. Like it's not gonna be a huge gap
All right.
at all.
I guess it's fair enough. I mean, I got Odell at 2 and Brown at 1 just to reveal the rest of my list.
Yeah,
But
and Odell's my 1.
yeah.
There's
and
really nothing more I could say.
Brown's my 1.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, all these guys are talented, and
yeah.
we're splitting hairs.
Exactly.
Splitting hairs,
Splitting
boy.
hairs. I mean that'll round out our top 5 at each position going to the NFL season.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a lot of fun. We
Sounds good.
kind of crunched for time a little bit here, so we'll move on. We're gonna get to our over-unders that Jack compiled, and like I
Yes,
said, they are a mixture of NBA and NFL. So we're gonna go a little bit of a rapid fire here. Don't spend too much time on each
Sure.
one, but we're gonna go around the table saying over/under. We're gonna read them out.
Yeah.
So our first one that we did a poll on this on our Instagram page. Was Aaron Rodgers. Is he gonna throw over or under 4,750 yards this season? Connor?
4,750.
Yes.
I originally said no on your Instagram poll, and I'm going to stick with that. Yeah, I say under. I think he gets close, but I don't see him getting close to 5,000. I mean, it's not unrealistic by any stretch. I just don't see it happening.
Taking the over.
Yeah. I
You
mean,
think he
you're
goes
wrong.
over 5?
It's hard to predict
Yep,
over
that's-
5, but it's pretty bold.
4,900.
Okay.
Revenge
that's
tour
realistic.
Rodgers,
I think
man.
that's
It's
realistic.
coming 2018.
I'd love that.
Stadium
I know,
near.
and real quick, just to point out, my top quarterback Rodgers, my top running back Johnson, my top wide receiver Odell. So they're gonna have a big fight for comeback player of the year if this turns out to be true.
You're forgetting that guy that wears 11 in midnight green.
Yeah. The other reason that maybe not him is just because he only missed 3 games.
Oh,
But it doesn't matter.
gosh.
It's about the injury
Yeah.
that happens. to
Really?
him. Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're right.
yeah. So,
Whatever.
all right. Our next one is: Will Russell
This is
Westbrook?
over-under.
Oh, this is not an over-under. This is the only one that's actually not.
Yeah.
Will Russell Westbrook average triple? Oh, I can't speak today. Triple-double for the third straight season.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
I said no.
Oh, come on.
Dude.
Guys, it's an amazing feat, and just to predict it 3 years in a row, it's more likely that he doesn't than he does.
It's what? Say it again. I
That-
didn't understand what you said.
Like, in terms of like odds of it happening, there's
Yeah.
like it's less likely that it's going to happen 3 straight years than it doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you guys are predicting
I know.
I understand.
you know what I mean?
Odds are stacked against us, but that's what Russell Westbrook has dealt with his whole life in the
Oh,
past
God.
2 years.
I mean, I just I think he could. It's definitely a possibility, but if I was a betting man, I'd say no. So I went with no on that one. Derrick Henry, will he rush for over or under 1,000 yards in the next season?
Over.
Over.
Mhm.
Brief forward and why?
I like the Tennessee run game a lot. I don't necessarily like their passing game.
True.
And I mean, I think Mariota bites into his rushing numbers a little bit. Because
Okay.
you can design plays around him. To get out of the pocket and make stuff happen with his feet. But no, I definitely think he's due for a 1,000-yard season. What did he get last year?
In the 700s, I
But I
think.
mean,
In 700s?
DeMarco Murray was
Exactly.
RB1. So
Now
yeah.
DeMarco Murray's out of the picture. I think that absolutely opens up a lane for him to reach the.
The early down
One
work
thing.
is definitely his. What do you say?
I'm taking the over, but just barely. And I don't think his touchdown total is going to be that high.
I don't know.
I like Connor. I really like their backfield. And I really like Deion Lewis as well, former Pitt
Mhm.
alum. So
But I think you'll see him more on third down.
you'll see him more on third down, but he was used in the Patriots' first and second down. So he could steal some carries. I'm not saying he's going to be their workload running back, their feature back, but I think that he's going to steal some yards, and he's definitely going to be good in the pass game, and I think that he's going to steal some touchdowns away from him. But I think Henry just barely 1,000, in my opinion.
I guess so. I mean, there's definitely arguments for it. I took the under.
Okay.
He hasn't been that efficient in his career. His yards per carry
That's
stat
true.
is a little
You are true.
skewed because he has averaged 4.2 and 4.5 yards per carry the past 2 seasons, but it is a little skewed because he had some big runs and a lot of his runs
Yeah.
have been short, not that much yardage.
So
So
he doesn't have the longevity, the sample size is smaller, so
Yeah.
that may inflate some stats.
yeah, I just took the under on that one.
Mhm.
Wasn't really feeling it. The Chicago Bears over under 6.5 wins.
It's a tough one. This is what I pulled off. That's their official over under.
Yeah, it
I'm
is.
going to say under. I have him going 6 and 10.
6 to 10.
I'm taking 7. Over.
7. I was originally high on the Bears. I thought they were gonna have a candidate to be even 9-7, 8-8, but I've definitely taken my step back on that stance. I'm not as high as I once was on them. I'm going under. I agree. Also, 6 and 10 is I think that's
Okay.
where they're at this year. The Houston Rockets 60 wins over or under. The past 2 seasons they've gone 55 and 65. The past 2 seasons.
I'll take under 60. Under 60.
Under 60?
Yeah, I'll throw him in that 50 to 59 range. Although they did just sign, they're gonna sign Carmelo.
Jack thinks that actually hurts them.
It hurts
I
them.
agree. I think that's like trying to put a square peg in a round hole. I think
It's a good way to look at it.
I think
It
Carmelo.
is.
I just don't think he fits.
He fits nowhere in
yeah.
the NBA.
So
He fits on his couch at home.
I mean I don't think he's gonna ruin their chemistry. But I would say putting them between 53 and 59, I feel more comfortable than putting them over 60.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think he's going to completely ruin their chemistry, but they'll take a little hit, and I definitely have them under 60 wins.
And the West got better.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah.
That's the reason why I have them under
Yeah,
60. The West is too stacked, and it was an incredible feat what they did last year, and I don't really see it repeating again.
True.
Cowboys 8 over or under 8 wins.
Under
I could see that coming.
7 and 9.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, they
tough.
lost weapons, and
Yeah,
And Dak Prescott is not a good quarterback.
okay.
we'll see about that. But I'm going to take 7 at the moment, just
7?
because they're kind of just missing pieces, and I'm pretty high on the Giants this year. And obviously, I think the Eagles are going to win the division, and I'm pretty high on the Giants. So
I think the Giants win 10 or 11 games.
A little high in my opinion. Let's
I'll
pump
put them
the
at
brakes.
9 for the Giants. I don't know. I mean, they were the second worst team last year, so
I had the Cowboys at over 9-7.
yeah. Wait, so I have 7, 9, 8.
I have 7 and 9,
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Or 8. I don't know. I'll run that range.
Joel Embiid, over or under 11.5 rebounds per game.
He averaged 11 last year.
Average 11 exactly.
I think it's like right there. I don't know. I'd go under. I think it's right at that mark, right at around 11.5.
Okay. You can push.
I don't see him going over. I mean, I guess he could. They didn't. Yeah, no, I'm sticking with my
Just
gut.
under?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you think?
I'm also gonna take the under. Just cause.
Just because?
Really no reason. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of a random stat. You know, it
I just threw it in there.
Yeah. I'm going to say over. I just think he takes another step forward. And if health permits,
True.
you know, I just think he's going to.
I'll switch to over.
I can see. Why not?
Hopefully, health permits.
No,
I
I think he'll stay healthy.
Yeah, I do too.
We talked about David Johnson a little bit, so this is fitting. Over or under 1,250 rushing yards for David Johnson. Not all-purpose rushing yards. 1,250. Under?
Yeah, I think he's around that. I think he's over 1,000. I don't think he gets close to 1,250. I think
he's never done it before.
I
He's
think
come
he'll
close, but
be-
he's never done it.
I think 1,100 is more realistic.
I'm calling the over, but just barely. Maybe like cap out of 13 or like 1250 to 13.
I think over. I think David Johnson's going to
Yeah.
have, like I said before, if not the
Yeah.
same or very close to the season he had the year
He's
2
ready
years
for
ago.
A career year, yeah. So I think that, I mean, wrist injury really, like, it's not going to really I don't know if it's going to affect his catching ability. Probably not, but just if there's any reason for him to be involved more in the run game, this might be it. Just because, I don't know. But
Yeah.
We'll see.
The Browns over or under 6 wins.
Over.
That would multiply their win total in the past
Yep.
2 seasons by 6.
Yep.
Wait,
I
I didn't miss what you just
I
said.
said over.
You said over?
Yeah, I think the Browns go over under 6 wins.
Yes.
6. I haven't.
You can push, say
I'll,
6.
I'll go 6 and 10 or 7
I'm
and 9.
push. I'm going to say 6.
Okay. I have under. I'm not sold on the Browns hype train yet. I
I
know
like the
you are
Browns
with
a
Mr.
lot.
Josh Gordon over there, but
What do you, what?
5 and
4 or
11.
5? Okay.
5-11. I think Tyrod will be okay, and then they'll switch to Baker halfway around the year, and he'll mess it up. You
Hopefully not.
know
I
me.
like-
I'm not
I
a
like-
Baker
I
Mayfield
like
fan.
Baker
Neither are
Mayfield.
you.
I'm not
You
a
do?
Baker
Yes,
fan.
I do.
OBJ over or under 10 touchdowns this
Over.
season. Over?
I think the Giants have a
Over.
good year.
Yeah, I'm taking the over.
I
on
think
that.
Eli has a good year too.
Yeah,
I would love it.
you'll be great friends with Jack here. Yeah, I said over as well. Like Giants are in for a good year. Maybe not as good as Jack thinks they'll be, but Giants are going to be good. Definitely better than last year. Hard to get worse than that.
Or it did get worse, yeah.
Gordon Hayward over or under 20 points per game.
Over. This is the one I was excited for. I had these stats up since we started doing the over-unders.
God.
Since 2010, every year in the league, his points per game has increased. Starting out his rookie year, 2010.
Read them off real quick.
5.4, 2011, 11.8. I'll just say a new number for starting new year. 14.1, 16.2, 19.2, 19.7, 21.9, and then of course last year 2 points per game because he played in one game.
You got a bucket though.
No, but to be honest, I mean, think about it. In 2016, that's peak Gordon Hayward. That's Gordon Hayward at his best. 21.9 points a game, and he played in only 73 games that year. So if rehab permitting, he's back at tip-top shape.
And it's not even total. It's points per game. It's on a per game basis. So,
Right. I think
Yeah.
that, yes,
Okay.
100%.
Definitely.
If he's healthy.
I'm going to go with barely under, like at a 19, just because you're probably going to say the same reason, Mitchell. Just because the Celtics system, they work as a team and they have other scorers on their team. They have Kyrie, they have I think Jason Tatum takes a step forward from last year. And I think this team has potential 4 All-Stars on their squad right now with Kyrie, Tatum, Hayward, and Al Horford. So
Don't sleep on Jaylen Brown. They got 5. We're
Well,
coming
is
for the
Brown going to
Warriors.
start?
We're coming for the Warriors, baby.
Is Brown going to start?
I don't know. Maybe Baines will be like the de facto starter that only plays like 20 minutes a game.
Well, yeah. So it's hard for me to put someone who's come off the bench as an all-star, but whatever. That's not.
I
That's
agree.
Not the argument,
I
but
agree
yeah,
with you. I originally
can
said
take it
over,
away.
but you're right. Like all those guys can take a step up and
Yeah.
could see volumes increases in
Boston's
scoring.
scary.
They are.
Yes. Big Ben over or under 4,300 passing yards. He's done it twice before in his career.
I'm going to say under. I think it goes over 4,000, but I don't think he pushes 4,300.
I'm gonna go. You said I asked you earlier in the show what his stat line was. You said 4,400. So you're gonna say over. I also say over because you say he did twice his career. He went for 4,900 one year, which is crazy. What was 2015?
I don't remember.
2016? Not that long ago. So, and I think his pieces around him, Antonio Brown, Juju Smith-Schuster, and Le'Veon Bell, and you could even see some production out of James Washington.
Yeah.
See what Juju did last year as a rookie, and the Steelers can definitely work the rookie into their system. So I think that Ben can do it. He's done it before, and I think the pieces he has this year is going to help him go above 4,300. Honestly, I think he could go for 46 and like push towards the upper 4,000s.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's going to be healthy this year, and his weapons have never been better. We got two more here to close out the show. Rams over or under 10.5 wins?
I'll go over. I think they go 11-5.
Also, I agree, 11-5 over.
I don't want to sound generic, but I also have 11-5 for the Rams. So we're all in agreement there.
Yeah.
Very last one of today's episode.
Yeah, this one.
Demaryius Thomas over or under 90 receptions? I hope you say under, because I'm saying under, and Jack will say over.
I don't see it happening.
Sorry, Jack.
Sorry, I don't.
Tell me why.
I'm not on the Case Keenum hype train.
Tell you why.
You guys tell me why he won't.
I don't think he does.
He needs Peyton Manning to do that, Jack. Peyton Manning retired 2 years ago.
Yeah. He doesn't need
Case Keenum
to do that.
Yes,
he just needs a solid quarterback. Because look before he had Peyton Manning, he put up numbers. I mean,
he's gone over 90.
Exactly. Last year he
had 5 times.
He had 90 2 years ago without Peyton Manning. He had 83 last year, but the quarterback situation was terrible last year. And I think that he's definitely going to improve his receptions last year, and that's only 7 more. I really think that he can close the gap and get over. I wouldn't even put it past him. He can get to 100. Like, I think that Case Keenum is
more mouths to feed.
What?
Royce Freeman coming to the backfield. They drafted two guys.
Royce Freeman is not a pass catcher.
They drafted 2 guys. They drafted 2 receivers, Deshaun Hamilton and Cortland Sutton.
Yeah, but I think they're gonna take a learning role for a couple years until Sanders and Demaryius are out the door, which will be a few years. Well, I don't know. I'm not gonna speak on that, but I think that at least for this year, they're not gonna be like stealing that many targets from Demaryius Thomas. Demaryius Thomas is still a talented receiver, and with a quarterback, and Case Keenum, he's not like a god. Like he's not your Tom Brady, whatever, and your Aaron Rodgers, but like he's gonna get the job done as he did with the Vikings, brought on the NFC Championship, and I think that I'm pretty high on the Broncos this year. I don't have them going to the AFC Championship, but I have them making the playoff. They're my 6th seed right now, and I think that they have the weapons. This turned into a Broncos argument. I don't know. I'm just arguing for Demaryius, but I think Demaryius is going to shine in their offense, as will Royce Freeman. But I think he could definitely get the 9 receptions.
Okay, we respectfully disagree, but
snore.
That's the great thing about sports. You know, we all don't have the same opinion. Clearly,
yeah.
What's it? 5 weeks
till the NFL season.
5 weeks too long.
5 weeks too long is right.
Yeah.
It's like 5 weeks at the dentist. So boring and nobody. It's like being in purgatory.
Dude, preseason is better than nothing.
I agree. Well, think about it this way: after tonight, football's back, and we won't have another week without football until February. So
yeah.
That's a good feeling.
We're going to the Eagles-Steelers game, preseason game next week.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
it's going to be fun.
All right, so that is today's show. Thank you for everyone who listened all the way through, and thank you to Connor and Jack for coming on the show. It was a lot of fun, boys.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
All right, be sure to subscribe to the Hog Line Podcast YouTube channel and throw us a like on this video if you enjoyed the episode. Also, be sure to follow me, Jack, and Connor, and the Hog Line Podcast on Instagram. You can find me at Mitchell Manis and also the show at the Hog Line Podcast. What are you, Connor?
I'm at Connor C. Anderson. That's ConnorCanderson. I appreciate a follow. I'll follow you back.
Connor Canderson.
Yes.
And _Jack.Manis_ on all social media outlets, but just Instagram. I have a different handle for Twitter. I don't remember.
Don't follow me on Twitter. My Twitter is filled with horrible Eagles takes and rants about movies you probably never heard of.
Yeah, he's quite active on Twitter.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Have a good day.
Adios.
Peace.